Hey guys, I'm Tommy from Bring the Noise UK, coming here with Set Your Goals. At the moment, the snow is pretty bad outside, so come inside to warm up. Lads, how you doing?
Not bad.
Yeah. How you coping with the weather?
It's pretty chilly. Trying to cope with it.
Good stuff. Now, you've got your album. What's it? You've got your album. This Will Be the Death of Us. You've got a follow-up coming in spring 2011, from what I hear. Have you got any of the new material coming in on this tour at all, or?
No, none of it's even fully written yet.
No?
We've got drums are laid down so far, but and you know the foundation of the songs, but nothing is ready to play right now.
No, so still a work in progress at the moment, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But how's it feeling? Have you got a good sort of connection with the music so far with it? Yeah.
I think so. Everybody has a good like handle on everything. Everybody's like has a good, like, you know, a part in the writing process. Like Dan and Junior are writing their leads, and I'm learning my parts and playing, like, writing whatever bass parts I have to do. And Jordan and Matt have been working on lyrics. So
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So it's all going to come. Hopefully, are you excited about the release of it all?
oh, definitely, yeah.
Brilliant
I think
stuff.
it's gonna be a pretty strong record. I hope.
So, I mean, with the follow-up, you did one of the songs on your album now with Hayley Williams.
Mm.
How was that?
It was cool.
What's it
Yeah.
like to work with her?
We didn't actually. She wasn't even in the studio.
Oh, she not?
No.
Yeah.
She she was at the studio just hanging out for a couple days because she you know, she's dating Chad Gilbert, and he lived actually right down the street from the studio we were at in
Right.
LA. So she hung out for a little bit, and then we just kind of casually brought it up to her, like not expecting much, but she said she was interested, and then in the end, when it was time to do all the vocals and all the guest spots, we just sent her the file, and she, you know, she just laid down her part,
Yeah.
and I guess in a studio in Nashville. But you know, we've toured with them, we've played, you know, other festivals with Paramore, so
Yeah.
it was kind of just like a hanging out, like a friend thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So have you got like a good sort of friend connection with them, considering although she wasn't in the studio as such, you still get along quite well with the band, or what's your views on that?
Yeah,
Yeah?
definitely. I mean, every time we're in the same area, we usually hang out. You know, good vibes.
Oh, perfect. That sounds good. So, currently on tour, have you got a specific song where you think has got a really good crowd reception? One maybe better than others? What are your views on that?
I think Mutiny gets a pretty decent response.
Yeah.
Um,
How can you describe it as such? Is there sort of a different feel to it, or it's different from the other songs? That is.
I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge with this crowd, just because, I mean, like, I'd say about 90% of the kids here don't really know who we are, but I mean, for the most part, like, a lot of the songs have had pretty decent reaction as far as, like, the kids, you know, going pretty crazy. Like, I mean, we have our fans out there, and they kind of get the kids riled up.
Yeah.
And kids are like, oh yeah,
Sort of
okay,
a
circle
knock-on
pit, yeah,
effect.
okay, cool. And then they jump in and stuff. So it's, I think Mutiny has a pretty decent
Yeah.
response. And
Awesome. So with the crowd, I mean, like you said, 90% maybe not here for you as such, but have they sort of treated you well? I mean, with the good reception on overall.
oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's good for all the bands. I mean, all the bands have had a pretty decent response. You know, I mean, 15-year-old girls are awesome. They clap their hands when they're told to clap their hands and jump around. And, so it's makes for a good show.
Oh,
so,
brilliant. Yeah. So one question I have from a friend, Chelsea. She lives up in Preston. What was the question? It was if you could tour with any band in the world, who would you most like to tour with?
Police.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would that be?
because they're my favorite band.
What do you reckon it'd be like touring with them? Would it be crazy or?
Wouldn't matter.
As long as I get to see that band every
watch
night.
them, that's all I care
Yeah.
about.
That'd be brilliant. Now, another question I have from another friend was, do you think it's a very hard question to sort of place, but do you think the music industry is dying as such? I mean, I'm not too sure what it's like back in the USA over here, but there's been a lot of sort of up and downs in it. I mean, what would you reckon, say, on the UK side? Is there anything you feel about it? I mean, sort of dropping down, or?
I feel like the UK music scene's pretty strong, as far even the music industry as well. I don't know. The band, like, English bands out here seem to do pretty well, like, considering, like, I don't know how many bands come over, I guess, but in the States it's a little bit more difficult. But I mean, I don't think it's dying out per se,
No.
but
Yeah, the music
Yeah.
industry is never going to die
Yeah.
per se, as long as their, you know, music is being played. it's definitely in flux right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the main thing everybody likes to talk about is record sales and how down they are, almost all the way across the board, with the exception of huge, ginormous artists.
Yeah.
But I think, I'm not really one to say what will happen for sure, but something will change in that aspect. Something along the lines of digital sales, or it's just hard to really say what will change because we're still, in the process of things developing and things kind of, changing over. But I wouldn't say that the industry is going to die because I think that would be pretty much impossible. But I would definitely say that within the next, 10 to 20 years, there will be major changes.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, obviously going onto digital with digital downloading and whatnot, it's a lot easier for. I mean, your views on? Did you hear about some of the online websites where you can download music for free illegally? Mm. Some of them shut down. I mean, would you say that that's a good thing to shut all of these websites down?
That's kind of a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
really. Coming from an artist perspective, I would say yes, just because it's just another venue for people not get music at, and as an artist, you just want your music to be out there. But at the same time, when you're trying to create a living off of it too, and make money and just to survive, then it's you kind of have mixed feelings about it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I download music illegally all the time, but at the same time, I try to make an effort to, the very least, buy friends' albums to at least give back a little something. But yeah, it's really hard to say. It's like, and to be honest, I don't think any of those sites are ever just gonna completely die. It's like when one goes down, then 10 others sprout up in its place. So
okay, yeah. That's true, but I guess, it must be quite good to know that one of the largest has been taken out as such, to know that if anyone does want your music, they have to obviously buy it, so it must be good for yourselves as such.
Yeah, I mean, but the other thing too is, we're such a live band that, being on the road and selling our music that way is more what gets us by than just relying on, some kid to hop on down to the music store and buy our CD. I mean, you really have to, in this day and age, bring the music to people.
Yeah.
You really have to have a live presence, a touring presence known and felt. And, if you're just, putting out music and waiting for somebody to buy it, then you've gone about it all wrong. There's really, very small percentage of people who are successful without having to tour constantly.
Okay. I mean, you said about being on the road. I prefer to be in such as a download band or buying bands. How's it been so far on the road for you guys?
Been great.
Yeah, kids have been buying the records on these shows.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. So
That's good.
We actually ran out of CDs at these shows, so that's a good thing. I mean, that means at least that people are willing to check us out and get into us if they haven't heard us before.
yeah, it's definitely nice to be on tours like this where, kids haven't really heard our music and stuff. And it definitely, I mean, whether they like it or not, it's a band like, oh wow, this is a quite energetic band. It's like I kind of want to check their CD out, so they'll go buy their CD, whether they like it, sell it, whatever. They bought it, and means we're doing our job.
So the last thing I want to ask you guys: is there anything you want from Santa this year?
I'm sorry.
Anything you want from Santa Claus?
Oh,
If there's one thing that you really want. Yeah.
yeah.
Why so?
I want an iPad. It seems fun.
There's a lot of apps for that, to be honest. I reckon you never get bored of them.
Yeah, we're stuck in a van like pretty much 24 hours a day, like 9 months out of the year. So it'd be nice to have some nice little gadget aside from a laptop.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Watch movies or whatever.
Yeah. What about you? What do you want? Anything you want?
I'm Jewish, so Santa doesn't visit me.
No. Is there anything you want, even if you could?
I mean, I could rattle off tons of things I want, but just to be back home with family and girlfriend and my cat, that's the most important thing right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Guys, set your goals. Tommy, bring the noise.